Make 2024 awesome. Be very excited. It is the start of 2024, and I want to help you with an epic goal setting process that I use myself with clients and anyone that I meet that wants to achieve everything they put their mind to. Now, goals can take a while, 3, 6, 9 months, but if we plan properly, if we put the right goal posts in place and stay motivated, stay consistent, remove all the roadblocks, you'll achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So I'm going to share this process with you. I've given you a link to a Google Doc and also a PDF that you can print and fill in. And I want you to do this process with me. Now, being a high performance coach and having done this for 17 years, there are a lot of things that people need to look out for. So many of us write down goals. Great, step one. But how many of us are not achieving those goals and are nowhere close to achieving it 2, 3, 4, 6 months down the line? And it's because of some really big pitfalls that people fall into. And I'm going to go through this process with you so that you can achieve everything you want to achieve in 2024. Now, we are a supplement company, yes, but we're about fueling your awesome. Whatever it is you want to achieve in fitness, with your body composition, with your health, with your adventures, all of this stuff fuels it. The way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you train, the way you think. It's all fuel for the life goals that you have. To be more fulfilled, to be happier. That is going to make you excited for 2024. So be excited. Here we go. So you've clicked the link in the email to the Google Doc. Now, the reason I want you to do this, or print out the PDF or copy the questions into your iPhone and make a note, the reason I want you to do this is because you are going to make yourself accountable to what you write down. So you'll click the link, you'll go to the Google Doc, and you can pause this video periodically and fill out the bits of that Google Doc. And when you click send at the end, it's going to email it to you. And then you're going to be able to have it on your phone, have it in a note, print it off, put it on your fridge door, and know what your goals are and what you need to do to achieve them. So step one, question one, and you're going to have to give me some alternative energy at this point in time and trust the process. And I just want you to take a minute, probably pause this video once I've finished explaining, and I want you to close your eyes, maybe take a quiet moment, maybe save this for later when you're maybe in a less busy place or you're not in a coffee shop or whatever. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes, and I want you to think about what you want the end of 2024 to look like. What have you achieved? What have you done? What would make you happy? That formulates the vision for what it is you want to achieve. Everything needs a vision. It needs a North Star. So if you simply have a body composition goal, which is great, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What kind of person do you have to be to have executed on that vision? And I want you to pause this video and go and answer that question. What is my vision for myself for 2024? Now, the second question is writing down the goals or the milestones that are within that vision. So if you have a vision to change your body composition, what does that look like as a goal? Is it 2 stone of weight loss? Is it add a stone of muscle? Is it run a marathon? I don't know what it is, but write it down. If there are multiple, that's okay. You execute on as many goals that you have, but it has to be fueled by a vision. A vision is a bigger purpose for ourselves than just, I want to lose 2 stone. Why do you want to lose 2 stones? That's part of the vision. You want to lose 2 stone, maybe because you want to be happier. You want to be healthy. You want to fit into those clothes again. I don't mind what it is, but I want you to be really honest with yourself. And there's probably multiple reasons as to what it is, because they then fuel you emotionally. We don't just want to lose 2 stone. We want to lose 2 stone for a reason. And they're probably very powerful and emotive for you. So connect with them. Now, the second thing, after writing down the goals, write down what you feel you have to do to achieve those goals. What are the steps? What are some of the actions? What are some of the behaviors? And maybe even some of the thoughts that you have to have. Because to change, we have to think differently, which means we then act differently, which then means we get different outcomes. And sometimes it starts up the top. So what are some of these things that you have to do to achieve those goals? Write that down now. Now let's get a bit more practical. Let's get out of our head and let the rubber hit the road. Write down what you think your daily and weekly routine has to look like to achieve those goals. Now, we don't want to make it too rigid. And the reason I say that is people are great at starting the new year or any kind of line in the sand goal moment of overcommitting their time. I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to eat like this. I'm going to do that. And all of a sudden their calendar's like rammed with all these, dream modifications of their behavior. And actually, when motivation dips or something happens, someone gets ill, your kid's off school, whatever, it all goes to pot because the rigidity gets smashed. There's no flexibility in it. So it's really important to create space for these goals to be achieved. I don't want to see your kind of daily to-do list of like, get up at 6, do this, do this, do this, and your whole day, like 16 hours is just, because it will break when something comes into your life that's unexpected. Now, there's pillars within your daily routine that you will want to get right. So how are you going to eat? When are you going to sleep? When are you going to exercise? Or what is your activity commitments? When are you going to play? When are you going to have fun? When are you going to work? What does looking after your kids or family members look like? Put that into a daily routine. And within that, you'll probably spot things that have to change. You'll probably want to change your sleep behavior, change your nutrition planning behavior, change how you are exercising to make it more goal-driven or push yourself, whatever that looks like. We have to look at the routine to allow ourselves to modify it to achieve the goal. Now, on a more macro level of like a weekly basis, what might you commit to within a week? So for example, in my life with exercise, I don't have Monday I do this, Tuesday I do this, Thursday I do this. I just have a weekly commitment where I try and get in the gym 3 days a week and weight train. I try and walk as much as humanly possible, and I do 1 run a week. That's going to change a bit in 2024 with a goal that I'm going to try and achieve, but that is like my baseline. And what that allows me to do is be very flexible because I've got 2 young kids. I run a business. I can't guarantee that I can always get to the gym on a Monday, for example. So I don't make that commitment. For some of you, you can make that commitment. When I was 25, didn't have kids, didn't have a house, all of that stuff, there was so much more time in the day. It was 100% malleable. I could do whatever I wanted most days of the week. All I'm saying is give yourself a bit of flexibility. Give yourself a bit of space. Because otherwise it can create a level of anxiety that you just don't want. Oh no, I didn't do this today. Well, it doesn't matter because it's a new day tomorrow. You can do it tomorrow. It's absolutely fine because we're looking at our goals on a macro level. We do not achieve our goals in a 24-hour cycle. They compound over weeks and weeks and months, but we have to have what looks like the behaviors on a short and medium term basis to compound into that long-term effect. So for me, there's certain things in my day that I'm very committed to for the outcomes that I seek to be a high performance, awesome human being. That's going to bed at a certain time and committing to the sleep. Planning my food on a weekly basis and know what I'm going to eat every day. Plan the supplements that I'm going to take and have a routine that allows me to stick to them so I don't forget. Have an activity kind of baseline of just like walking every day that I try and stick to. Behaviors that I try and stick to stop me from veering off path because we're all susceptible to veering off path. Now we've looked at goals, routine, commitments to an extent. Let's look at why these break. Now, people fail goals all the time. You probably know the statistics. You don't need me to quote them, but many people that go on a journey to achieve something don't get there. And it's because things get in the way. But if we anticipate what that is, we can achieve great things. And I call these roadblocks. What roadblocks are going to get in the way? When you last tried to achieve this goal, because I can imagine what you are trying to achieve might not be new, it might be. When you last tried to achieve it or similar, what got in the way? Was it your routine? Was it your planning? Was it people? Was it your mindset? Was it your kids? Was it sleep? Who knows? But if we can anticipate that, then we can plan for it. So for example, if I was to plan a new training plan, let's say I'm going to train for a marathon and I'm like, right, I'm going to train 5 days a week. But previously when I've done that, sleep doesn't allow me to do that because I've got 2 young kids. Then perhaps I need to scale back my commitment and the time scale to the goal. I can still achieve the goal. I might just have to go about it a little bit longer because I might be able to only train 3 or maybe 4 days a week. And actually with marathon training, you need a certain amount of, build up time, for example. Or it might be that the last time you went on a weight loss goal, you kept encountering problems with people in the workplace and they were, commenting on what you eat and your Tupperware and all that kind of stuff. Well, how are you going to protect yourself from that so it doesn't get in your head and you kind of veer off course? Whatever it is, let's anticipate the roadblock and try and put a solution in place before we get to it. Because otherwise, again, you're going to hit that roadblock. Didn't plan for that. You're going to veer off course. So it's important we plan from that from day one. Now, within that was this kind of veil of external influence. And actually, that can be a positive thing in some regards. So if you struggle with accountability, what you can do for extra accountability is these 4 things. Number 1, you could say something maybe online or within a community or a group of friends. So you make a commitment publicly where you're then like, woof, I've told a load of people now, I better go and do it. It's like, right, I've entered the London Marathon. You put it on social media and you're like, okay, now it's real. Now I've got to do it. And sometimes that can be a great thing. Sometimes that can cause people a bit of anxiety, a bit of frustration. If that's you, then don't do it. It's just one thing to try. So try making a commitment online and starting to document your journey. Don't just say it once, maybe check in every week. And what you'll find is the people that will be your cheerleaders will come out of the woodwork and they'll start to say, well done you, like that's brilliant. And you get to have a kind of review process by checking in with yourself in a public domain. Now that is, for me, step number 2 or tip number 2. You can invite a friend into your goal. So let's say you want to compete at a High Rocks. Well, what if you did it with a friend or did it in a team? And now you're accountable to a group that are working towards a goal. That's really, really powerful. Or you could put yourself in an environment where you get lifted up. This is why I like the right kind of gym environment. This is where I think like CrossFit and group training has really fueled better goals for people, because you can't help but walk in the door and be like, everyone's here to train. There's an absolute buzz. Everyone's supportive. And you almost just achieve your goals by default because you're in the right kind of environment with the right kind of people. Tip number 3 is creating micro goals within your goals. Sometimes our goals can be too big, too scary. Like, oh, I'm going to run the marathon. It's like, that's a long way away. What do you need to do after month 1? What do you need to do after month 2? And create checkpoints. And then that way you can just work towards that. You can do the same with your weight. You can do the same with your strength. You can do the same with building muscle. Doesn't matter, but create micro checkpoints, because otherwise you just constantly feel really far away, and it makes your accountability a lot more tangible because you're always quite close to the goal. You're just, working towards it in a baby step fashion. Number 4 is potentially investing in yourself in a bigger way. What would it mean for you achieving your goals if you joined a different gym or signed up to a race or hired a coach and basically put money on the table to get you from A to B? I do this in many areas of my life. I have a coach that helps me with like my personal development. I have a coach that helps me with kind of fitness and stuff. I have coaches within like our business and stuff. Again, it holds me accountable, gives me direction, gives me support, gives me feedback, and it's me constantly investing in myself and the journey that I am committed to, which is being a more awesome human being. Now, I get that there is quite a lot in this video, but I want to set the scene. I want you to achieve everything you want to achieve this 2024. One thing that will get in the way, in a big way, is the excuses that we usually tell ourselves of why we can't achieve things. And they are connected to the stories that we tell ourselves. And that's why it's so important for you to set a goal and then look at a roadblock and what happened previously and what might get in the way, because I do not want you to set yourself up for failure. I want you to set yourself up for success. So let's look at the excuses we usually tell ourselves and create solutions. Let's look at the roadblocks that usually get in the way and create solutions and create a path to success, because I want you to have the most awesome 2024 possible. Now, I'm going to send you 4 more videos, and each week I'm going to send you 3 hacks to hack your life around nutrition, fitness, mindset, lifestyle, so that we can keep this ball rolling. Today was about getting the energy around your goal, getting the vision for yourself nailed down, and then we're going to try and build on it and start to hack your lifestyle so that you can become a high performance human that is awesome every day. You're just trying to be a bit more awesome, because that's what I want for you this 2024.